Have a night, I too. Nikosi Baba is here with another continuation on the topic of this strong in regards to this idea of fiat currency, especially since the world ended already. The world has ended. That don't mean that the debt is paid of Babylon. The debt is infinite. So these little small coins I are collecting, don't think, oh, that's messed up. You talking against the world. How you still getting stuff from the world? The stuff we get from the world is to strengthen us as we are literally like transitioning from it. Because we're out of it, though it was still a part of the programming, obviously. That's why you see me on a device. The thing is that the light came to I, and now I'm telling people that's in these devices, like, yo, let's get away from these devices because it's making more vices for us. It's devices for us. That's why we're on a device. So, you know, you can think like, man, with the way he thinks, he should have been born in some indigenous tribe. The thing is that Nikosi couldn't have been born with one of these hunter-gatherer tribes because then this message wouldn't reach the whole earth. This message is for the entire earth. Now, when somebody from the world, from the matrix, the shitstem, when they give a donation to Nikosi Baba or to Seagull Empire, they're literally giving an offering to the Most High, literally. Because if you support me, you're supporting God. Because what I'm doing is the will of God. Do you get what I'm saying? It's simple. It's simple to understand. And when a person gives the offering, it's actually not even their money. They don't own it. They might have worked and slaved for it because they're still thinking they got to be a slave. Though they might have the inspiration now through watching certain eyes like myself where they're like, all right, I want to get out of this shitstem now. So now they start to give support to the person they see doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you to stay there and be a slave. So if you're going to support with everything. Come with everything you have. Because it is much harder for a rich person to enter the kingdom, the kingdome, than it is a camel through the eye of a needle. So all the money that a person in the world is giving as strength, whether it's a friend, a complete stranger, a brother, a sister, mother, cousin, father, auntie, uncle, anybody that gives a support to somebody that's striving to live the truth, that's not that person giving them money they own. You don't own that money. The money is owned by the world. So it's actually still my reparations. In fact, if somebody in the world that wakes up from the world gives a support or a donation to Nikosi Baba and Seagull Empire, they're literally giving reparations to themselves. You're investing in yourself. And what I'm doing is not like what the church is doing in Babylon. The church is no longer bringing people or making them return to Zion. What I'm doing is making people return to Zion, literally, heaven on earth. I'm not preaching to you that you need to die to go to heaven. It's now. New earth order now. So if you feel moved in your heart and in your soul, you can feel it in every crevice, cell, every fiber of your being that you want to live life. And you're moved by the things that Nikosi Baba shares. You're moved by Seagull Empire as a spiritual empire, spiritual movement, not a capitalistic empire. If you're moved by it and you know it's you, you're already a part of it by blood. Some of us share blood even if you don't even remember. We are indigenous to this earth, indigenous because it's the living genes inside of us. Not indigenous, we are indigenous. The living genus. Do I see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Don't feel like I want you to go and stay and be a slave and stay in the matrix. I'm moving people from Zion that's ready to move. And it come with a sacrifice. And we are owed. We owe ourselves beyond what we can even fathom. So don't ever feel like, oh, he's like saying that money is finished, but like he'll still receive offerings. No, the world ended already, but the debt didn't end. We owe ourselves life. We've given ourselves death for how many hundreds of years now? We've been on farms. We've been slaves for over 500 years. It's actually been over 1,000 years. Thousands, actually. Maybe the past 1,500 years. Ever since the start of all this religiosity that's going on earth. And the start of this like farming stuff. This is all new. So it's actually the fallacy. The reality is that we got to live in the earth as real humans. Indigenous to the earth. And as I said in previous videos, the closest example is like a neighboring tribe, a neighboring clan, one of our actual partners. You know, big up to all of my people, the Khoisan people, the hunter-gatherers. the Hadza people, the Hadzabe, the Chabu people. They know who we are. Sea Gold is partnered with these people. They all know I. They feel it through the voice. Even my name it's in their national anthems for all of their little Babylon countries. So I say all of that to say this. Big up to those people. I'm about to do a video on them too, actually. Because these hunter-gatherer peoples will be the only people on earth that's forgiven for eating meat. I'm going to do a video on it. Stay tuned. God out here like grow. I might